Hello and welcome back to Nelson Oliver Cards. Today we're going to be taking a look inside the two-player starter set for Star Wars Unlimited, the third set, Twilight of the Republic, the best time in Star Wars ever. So we cracked this open and took a very brief look in the press release unboxing video that I did, which will be linked down below. But I wanted to take and do a little bit deeper dive in to see what cards are coming in this two-player set, because a lot of times these, well, I guess all the times for the previous two, they've been really fun decks. They've been great building blocks to build into maybe a constructed format. And so I think that these products are great. So we got the two-player starter, we cracked open the packs, but I wanted to just kind of take a look and see what else you're getting in this, because it is a starter set. That is kind of how it is touted. So it's going to have more than just the cards to play. So we've got little deck boxes, and so your deck can fit in here. And so here's the Ahsoka and then the Grievous deck box. And then you've got some play mats. They open up with your zones, your leaders, and everything like that. And so you've got that, and then with the Grievous and the Ahsoka artwork on the back, as well as some rules and damage counters. But that is what you need. But the main meat of this video is going to be us taking a look and seeing what's inside these decks. We're going to start with General Grievous because I'm more excited for Ahsoka, and so we're going to save that for the last. But General Grievous, and I did already open these from that last video, is a cunning villainy unit. So Grievous here, it says give as an action we can exhaust Grievous to give a droid Sentinel for this phase. Sentinel means that opponent enemies cannot attack any non-Sentinel or the base. They have to attack that Sentinel. So this is going to be really great, especially if you have units like your battle droids, which are just like 1/1s, and you can really prevent people from swinging into your base if you're giving them Sentinel for the phase. When you have 6 or more resources, he does deploy, and he's a pretty big general here. He's got a 4/8 on attack. You can give a droid unit +1/+0 and Sentinel for the phase. So we're going to be looking for a lot of Sentinel strategy here, or I'm sorry, a lot of droid synergy here, and we'll see how that goes and see how they built it up. We've got the Lair of Grievous, which is the command base that he comes with. So this is going to be a cunning command deck. We've got battle droid tokens. These are typically on the backside of your bases whenever you're opening a pack. Actually, I probably have one here. So we find like a base that we opened. Nope, not that one. There we go. The tokens are going to be on the back, and these tokens don't go in your deck. They're like shield or experience tokens, where you will put them onto the table whenever told so. And so you got battle droids, which are 1/1 units, and then you've got clone troopers, which are 2/2 units. So 1/1 and 2/2. We got battle droids. Those are droids, so they can be given Sentinel. First card here, we've got the Droid Starfighter. Now this is a 1-drop villainy, 1/2 saboteur, so it ignores Sentinel and it defeats shield on attack. Nice little 1-drop there, that's nice. And then this is also a droid unit. It does not have to be a ground unit. So if you drop the Droid Starfighter into the space arena, General Grievous can give this one Sentinel, which is pretty nice. Got the Independent Senator. This is another 1-drop. Looks like we're going for a really low cost curve starting us out here. It's a 0/4. Exhaust a unit with 4 or less power by spending 2 resources and exhausting the Independent Senator. Alrighty. We've got the Obedient Vanguard, aka the Clanker. Got another 1-drop. This is a 1/1, so very similar to the battle droid. It has raid 1, which means that on attack it gets +1 attack. And when defeated, you may give a trooper unit +2/+2. Now the battle droids are trooper, and there's going to be a lot of troopers. Like, we've already seen trooper synergy in the last couple of waves, and so I'm thinking that we're going to get a pretty nice little boost to that trooper keyword here in this set. We got 3 of those. Next up, we've got the Soulless one. This is another 1-drop. 1-drop, it's a Cunning Villainy 1/2 on attack. You may exhaust a friendly droid unit or General Grievous, leader or unit. If you do, it gets +2/+0. Okay, that's pretty cool. So you can drop this in, you can Grievous this and attack in for 3 on turn 2. Or you can exhaust another friendly droid unit. So if you do have like a battle droid on the table, you can exhaust this and attack in for 2. It gives you a little bit more acceleration. You can maybe claim that initiative a little bit quicker, and it may be just better than, you know, swinging it in for 1. Especially because you can go cross arena. So if you do have space units that are looking to, like if you need to throw 3 damage at a space unit, you can exhaust a droid ground unit to give the bonus up here. I like Solus 1. That's cool. We got B1 Security Team, 2 cost, 3/1 Sentinel. 3/1 Sentinel is kind of interesting. Most of the time when I've been playing Sentinel, I've wanted them to stay around for a while to prevent multiple attacks. But this is kind of flips that on the head, where it's going to take 1 attack. It can survive 1 attack. That's pretty much it. And then it has a pretty decent chance of taking out whatever attacks into it at the 2-drop. So with the 3/1, that's kind of interesting. Weird stat line. All of these so far have been uncommon or common cards, so they can be found in packs. I will make sure to call out any special cards that can only be found in this product when we get to them. We've got 2 copies of the Confederate Courier. This is a 2/1 space unit. When defeated, create a battle droid token. So that's one of your generations for battle droids. So nice little battle droid there. As a 2 cost droid deployment, create 2 battle droid tokens. We have 2 of these in this deck. So 2 cost, just drop 2 of them out there. And there is an exploit keyword in this set where you can destroy a number of units equal to the exploit value to reduce the cost of some of your bigger units that have that exploit keyword on them. So a droid deployment, you can drop 2 battle droid tokens. Maybe next turn you swing with both of them for 2 damage, and then you can exploit. If something has exploit 2, you can destroy both of those droid units, reducing the cost by 4, and then play a huge unit on turn 2. I really think that this set is going to shake up how this game is played. It's pretty cool. We got a rare card. This is Poggle the Lesser. This is a 2 cost. We are really making sure to keep this cost curve low. A 2 cost not cunning. Wow, I've been doing this all day. Command Villainy 1/4. When you play another unit, you may exhaust this unit. If you do, create a battle droid token. That's insane. That is so cool. Just being able to pump out battle droids. I think you're gonna just get overwhelmed by battle droids, which is kind of the idea, right? But this is something that you really need to take care of if you are looking at facing off against Grievous or anyone with Poggle, because if you don't, they can be turned into 2 resources, right? Because you can exploit them. This is our first special card of the box, where this card only comes in this set, or potentially your weekly play packs as well if you do some locals. But this is the Separatist Commando 2 cost Cunning Villainy 2/3. When you control another Separatist unit, it gets Raid 2, which can be the battle droids. It's actually everything that we have seen so far. So a lot of synergy within this deck. And Raid 2, so that's actually like really good for a 2-drop, because it's a 2/3, which is already fairly decent, and then it attacks at a 4/3 if you have another Separatist unit, which could be anything from just a battle droid token all the way up to like the Independent Senator or Poggle the Lesser. That's so cool. I like that a lot. That's really fun. Poggle seems like a great turn 1 drop. And then if like turn 2, you can drop a Separatist Commando, create a battle droid token. All of a sudden you're at 3 units. Seems kind of crazy. We've got another special card. This card also only comes in this 2-player starter. The Battle Droid Escort. It's a 3-drop 1/1. When played and when defeated, create a battle droid token. So cool. Just battle droid generation. That's what we're doing. We have another 3 cost. This is a... Oh, got a lot of notifications. Magna Guard Wing Leader. This is a 3-cost, 3/4 space unit. I like the 3/4 stat line in space. Attack with a droid unit as an action, then attack with another droid unit. Use this ability only once each round, so you can get some additional tempo there. Getting 2 actions in a single turn is very nice, especially when you want to try and take that initiative so that you can swing even harder next turn. So that's cool. You can also do this when it's exhausted. So you could play this on turn 2. So here, if you go, where do we go? If you go droid deployment on turn 1, create 2 battle droid. Turn 2, you drop a mana guard, and then you can use the action to swing it with both your droids, which is not, I mean, super great. But like, if you have even better, like your Separatist Commando, this is a Separatist, so now you can swing in with this and the droid. Like, there's just like a lot of like snowballing of tempo there. Got a super battle droid. Really cool artwork here. I like the super battle droids. 3 costs for a 4/3 is pretty cool. Can go in any villainy deck. We got 2 of those. The next special card, we got the General's Guardian. It's a 4-cost command villainy, 4/4. When this unit is attacked, create a battle droid token. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so that very much de-incentivizes players from attacking into it, and you definitely want to make sure that if you are attacking it, that you have enough for lethal, so you only create 1 of those battle droid tokens. But okay, that's pretty interesting. There's also a card in the last set that forces them to attack a unit, so that could also be pretty interesting with some things like here where you want to soak that attack, or if you can give it Sentinel somehow. It's a lot of interesting synergies there. On the doorstep, 4 cost, create 3 battle droid tokens and ready them. Alrighty, I like the generation. Subjugating Starfighter is a 4-drop command 3/3 space unit with ambush. So whenever you play it, you can ready it and attack a unit if able. And then when played, if you have the initiative, create a battle droid token. Okay, so this is another reason why you want to accelerate that and make sure you're grabbing the initiative with Grievous, is cards like this, because you get an additional benefit. And this is not new to this set. We've seen this before. If you have the initiative, do X. But this is something that's going to be really nice, because not only are you getting a 1/1 on the field, which is not the greatest, they can be used as resources with the exploit, which we have not seen yet, but I bet as we're going through and we're getting into the higher cost cards in the deck, we will start to see some of those exploits. And so if we can put them onto the table and we can exploit them on the table, we're going to be feeling pretty good. We got the Kraken. We got 5/2/5. When played, create 2 battle droid tokens on attack. Give each friendly token unit +1/+1. That's awesome. So you drop this in and you are getting 3 units onto the table. Now you do have to watch out for cards like Bombing Run or things that are going to be board wipes. Those are annoying, but they only have 3 of them in their deck. And so if you can continue and keep up that pressure, make them use their cards, make them use their board wipes. At some point, they're going to be out. and it's a lot of resources to put into not putting units onto the table and applying pressure to the units, not the base. We've got the Tactical Droid Commander. Here's our first exploit card. So this is how exploit is going to be worded on these cards. So exploit 2. When playing this card, defeat up to 2 units you control, and it costs 2 less for each defeated unit. So those can be battle droids, those can be damaged, those can be exhausted units, those can be just units that are not going to give you any advantage this phase. Destroy them, drop this on for a 1-drop, right? So if you come here, droid deployment drops 2 battle droid tokens. Awesome. Next turn, you can exploit both of those, destroy them, drop Tactical Droid Commander, and you still have 2 resources because that only costs 1 because you destroyed 2 of the tokens. That's cool, and now you have a 4/4 on the table. It also has another ability. Whenever you play another Separatist unit, you can exhaust a unit that costs the same or less than the played unit. Got a little bit of that cunning coming in. Exhausting units all around, and so annoying. We got Admiral Trench. This is exploit 1, so we can get his cost down to 5 if we destroy one of our own units. When played, return up to 3 units that were defeated this phase from your discard pile to your hand. That's pretty cool. That feels like a nice Palpatine. I have this Palpatine blue deck that I really like from set 1. And like with the Super Laser Blast, clearing fields kills your own units as well. You can come in and drop in Admiral Trench and pop a lot of those units back to your hand. So Admiral Trench seems like a really, really solid little guy for Palps. We got the Tri-Droid Suppressor. This is a 7-drop, exploit 2, so we can get it down to a 3-drop. At a 4/7, when played, exhaust an enemy ground unit. Nice. But yeah, you can play that on turn 2. That's insane. You can have a 4/7 unit on turn 2. That's really cool. That's really, really cool. I like, yeah, that's awesome. We got the Hailfire Tank. This is a 8-drop, exploit 2, so we can get it down to 4/7/6. Nice. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to turning these battle droid tokens into resource generators. That seems like a lot of fun. We got the Invisible Hand. This is a rare card in the deck. It's an 8 cost. When played, create 4 battle droid tokens. So this is an 8-drop. You're getting 5 units on the field. And then on attack, you can exhaust any number of friendly separatist units, which can be those tokens. Deal 1 damage to the defending player's base for each unit exhausted this way. That's cool. So you can really start to just flood and go wide, right? Like the a lot of times I've heard it described as going wide, where you have a lot of littler units rather than like one big unit. And if you go wide, you can just exhaust, and like the battle droids are only hitting for 1 anyways. So you can just exhaust them, and then you get that tempo. You can grab initiative, maybe get, the ability from subjugating Starfighter or any other initiative. I mean, it's just good to have initiative in this game. Got a 9-drop exploit 3, so we can get this down to, if we destroy 3 units, this is going to get down to a 3-cost unit for Separatist Super Tank, which is an 8/8. That's crazy. That's awesome. Big fan of that. We got In Pursuit. We've got 2 of these. Oh, sorry. This is a 0-cost cunning event. Exhaust a friendly unit. If you do, exhaust an enemy unit. Nice. Especially if you have all of these battle droids out. Battle droids, 1 damage. Can be very useful in the right situation. But if I can use this to exhaust a Separatist Super Tank, you betcha I am. We got Droid Cohort. This is a 1-cost attachment. Attached unit gains when defeated. Create a battle droid token. +1/+1. Love that. And then you are defeating when you exploit. So if you play this on somebody and maybe, their time has come, it's time to push them aside, you can exploit them and trigger the when defeated abilities on every single card that you defeated via the exploit action. So you have cards in previous sets that also have when defeated abilities. I know I've read a lot of them for the Palpatine deck, and so that's really cool to see. We got Political Pressure. Choose an opponent. They may discard a random card from their hand. If they don't, create 2 battle droid tokens. Love that. Random is tough. Random is really, really tough. This is going to be really good against like your control players who like to hang on to all of the answers that they can in their hand. And sometimes that can just be enough to really disrupt that control player's plan. Got Tactical Advantage. We've seen this before, giving units +2/+2. We got 2 of those in this deck. Very low cost curve. We got Private Manufacturing. Draw 2 cards. If you control no token units, put 2 cards from your hand on the bottom of your deck in any order. So you definitely want some token units on the field for that. Merciless Contest. Each player chooses a non-leader unit they control. Defeat those units. Oh, interesting. Okay. So this is effectively no good to me dead, but both sides, and it's not locked to Vigilance. It is just a villainy card. This can go in anything. And so now I'm going to be choosing my battle droids, right? So there's a lot of disruption, and if the other player is not leaning into the token strategy, you can use cards like this to trade a battle droid token for a Yoda or something like that, and it can get really efficient really quickly. Waylay, we're popping cards back to our hand. Very familiar with the Cunning Bounce. And then this is the last card. It's another special card, meaning that it only comes in this box. This is Grievous's wheel bike, which is awesome. Love the art, love the theme here. It's a 4-cost villainy. When playing this upgrade on General Grievous, it costs 2 less to play, so it's only a 2 cost. Gives a +3/+3, and gives them Overwhelm. That's pretty decent for a 4-drop. So, oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, so if we're using like this on the new Darth Maul card, where they can attack multiple units and we get multiple sources of Overwhelm, Grievous's wheel bike is pretty cool. Yeah. So that's the Grievous deck. I'm pretty excited about this one, actually. I am more in line with enjoying the theme behind the clones, but mechanically this feels very fun. So I'm excited to try this one out and build off of it. We're going to be taking a look at the Ahsoka deck now. So let's clean this up and take a look at what she's bringing to the table. Alrighty, let's take a look at the Ahsoka deck. I am so excited about Ahsoka. Ahsoka is one of my favorite Star Wars characters in the entire franchise. And so having this as a playable character at this point makes me very happy. My other favorite is Anakin, and he's also in this in this set, so it's just a really good set. We got Ahsoka Tano. This is an aggression heroism unit. It has a coordinate action, which means that it only can trigger if you control 3 or more units. Those can be token units. So coordinate as an action, we can exhaust Ahsoka to attack with the unit. It gets +1/+0 for the attack. And then if you control 5 or more resources, you deploy this leader, you flip her, and you ready her. If you have coordinate, she gets +2/+0. So she becomes a 5-drop if you have the 3 units on the field, which can be her, so her and 2 others. She's a 5/6, which is pretty awesome. So really pushing a lot of damage pretty quickly with Ahsoka. We've got another command base. So this is going to be an aggression command deck. We've got our tokens, battle droid, and clone troopers here. We got that. The first card in the deck is a special card, meaning that it can only become, or you can only get it in this product. It's the 332nd Stalwart. This is I don't know if this is from the Clone Wars. It's towards the end of the Clone Wars. I'm not going to say too much. If you haven't watched the Clone Wars, you absolutely should. If you have, you know how cool that is. So this is a 1-drop 1/2 with coordinate. If you control 3 or more units, it gets +1/+1. So if you can drop, 3 of these by turn 2, they're looking pretty awesome at a 2/3 each one of them. And turns on all the coordinate stuff. And so I think I'm a little bit more concerned about coordinate than I am exploit, because coordinate requires you to keep your units around, which is pretty easily to disrupt by the other player. Whereas exploit, you can just kill your own units and be fine. I'm going to flip these over to the clone troopers because that's the deck that we're looking at here. But the 332nd Stalwart, we got that there. Nice little 1-drops. It does have a Republic and a Trooper trait, so we can get all the synergies there. Here we've got the Soldier of the 501st, another 1-drop raid 1, meaning that they get +1 when they're attacking. It's a 1/3. Nice. We got Anakin's Interceptor. This is a 2-cost space unit. While your base has 15 or more damage on it, it gets +2/+0. So this is a 2-drop. It can be a 4/3 if you do have 15 or more damage, which is pretty cool because the Anakin leader, which I don't know where I put him right now, the Anakin leader can deal damage to his own base. So there's the synergy there for the Interceptor, where you can deal damage to your base to pump up your own units and also pump up the leader of Anakin, and so that's pretty nice. But also just a 2-drop 2/3 in space is pretty nice, especially if we're wanting to ramp into that coordinate stuff. We got 2 of these heavy gunners. These are clone heavy gunners, 2-drop 1/3, and then if we do have that coordinate trigger, he becomes a 3/3. So really would like to get a lot of units on the table and make sure that they don't get destroyed, because the coordinate stuff is pretty strong. And if you're playing against this deck, kill units. Do not let them get that coordinate ability, because if we have the coordinate, say we have the Stalwart here, or the Soldier and the clone heavy gunner, if we are attacking with the Clone Heavy Gunner, we now have a 3 attack, but we can also use Ahsoka to give it a 4 attack. And that's pretty good. That could be a turn 2 attack. And so it'll be interesting to see how it lines up. I'm less convinced that this can be super good, but I'm really excited to get proved wrong. Here's a Coruscant Guard, 2 cost, 3/2 coordinate. It has ambush, so if you do have the 3 units, you can come in and attack a unit, which is pretty cool. We got the Din Dupe Loyalist. This is a 2 cost aggression, 2/3 with overwhelm. That doesn't necessarily do too much for me. I guess it can be coordinated over here with Ahsoka's ability. This does not have to be like a trooper unit or anything. It can be any unit. So you can swing in for a 3/3 with the Loyalist, but I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of that card. We got Echo, named clone here. We got a 2 for a 2/2, and then as a coordinate it gets +2/+2. So yeah, the coordinates can get insane, and like the clones work together thematically, right? And so it makes a lot of sense. And I guess you just want to keep putting cards out there, and so okay, I'm here for it. I think that'll be a lot of fun. Got the Patrolling V-Wing. When played, draw a card. Just cheap, easy things to drop out there. And that is the other thing that you need to be cognizant of if you do want to play a lot of little units and go wide. You'll run out of cards, and so card draw I think is going to be pretty important. Getting the Patrolling V-Wing, replenishing itself in your hand so that you are not just going to deplete your hand real quick and then be kind of out of luck. If you have cards like this that draw cards, there are cards that will go search for units and stuff like that. Those can be pretty strong here. Got a Phase 1 Clone Trooper. This is going to be a 2-drop for a 3/2. We got 3 of those in here. Nice little turn 1 drops. We got a Republic Tactical Officer. This is a 2-cost command heroism. When played, you may attack with a Republic unit. It gets +2/+0 for the attack. Alrighty, I like that. It can turn on the coordinate keyword, so if you have like the heavy gunner out there and a clone trooper token, if you play the Republic Tactical Officer, you've now hit that coordinate threshold. You can attack with the heavy gunner. It's going to get +4, so now you're swinging in for 5. That's pretty cool. Seems really, really fun. There's a lot of little drops. I'm just like, if someone kills your clone trooper unit, okay, like coordinate's done. You got Admiral Yularen. This is a 3-drop, 2/5 restore 1. So whenever they attack, you get to heal 1 from your base. Each other friendly heroism unit gets +1 health. That's pretty cool. That's really, I like that. I like that a lot. He's a target. You really will have to take care of him because you do not want that restore, and you do not want everyone else to have +1 health. That can get nasty really quickly. Okay, I like Admiral Yularen. That is a rare card. We only get 1 of them here. The 501st Liberator. This is a 3-drop, 3/3. When played, if you control another Republic unit, you can heal 3 damage from your base. If you're going coordinate, probably, because the Loyalist here is the only non-Republic unit that we've seen. Also, the Clone Troopers are Republic traded, so those also count for any of those triggers. But other than the Loyalist here, 501st does not miss on any of these others being on the table. We got Batch Brothers, 3-cost. When played, create a Clone Trooper token, so nice. That's really good. And cards like this, I think, where you can get that additional unit onto the table to hit the coordinate value, it's going to be really nice. You only get 1 of those in this deck. I want more. I want more of those. We've got 2 copies of the Republic Arc 170, not the Restored. The Restored is from set 1, but the Republic Arc 170 is a 3-drop, 3/4 in space. I do like pushing into space a little bit. Not a horrible stat line for space either. We got 2 copies of the Republic Commando. This is a 3-drop, 2/5. So that's a pretty good stat line right there. It does have Saboteur whenever you have 3 more units. It can attack, ignore sentinel, and defeat shields on the attack. So that's nice. It's also not locked to an aspect other than heroism. So you can just drop this in. You know, the top end of the stat curve, I think at 3 is like 3/5. So we see that on like not Fett's Fire Spray, Boba. Yeah, Boba Fett. And then the Royal Guards have it, and a couple other ones do as well. But this is going to be nice, especially if you have Yularen on the table, because now they're a 3/5. And with Coordinate, they get Saboteur. So you can defeat those shields. Drop in is great. So we got a 4 cost, create 2 Clone Trooper units, just start building up the breadth of your field so that if they do take out 1 unit, you still have that Coordinate, right? You want to have as many units on the table so that until they play Super Laser Blast or Bombing Run, you get all your Coordinate stuff. So you got drop in there. Got Heavy. This is a 4-drop, Coordinate Raid 2, so it attacks for 2 additional points of damage if it is coordinated. So they can be a 6/4. When defeated, deal 1 damage to each enemy ground unit. I do like that. That's fun. Kind of go down swinging type situation. That's nice. We got Shocked T. This is going to be a 4 cost, 3/4. Each friendly token unit gets +1/+0, and on attack create a Clone Trooper unit. This is an awesome card. Being able to create those units just consistently is so sweet. And each friendly token unit gets +1 attack. So your Clone Trooper units are going to be at a 3/2. Yularen makes them a 3/3. So there's a lot of synergy with multiple different cards out on the table. But Shock T, I really like this one. Anakin Skywalker. This is a special card. We can only find it here. Got Anakin and Ahsoka right there. What an iconic duo. 5 cost, aggression, heroism, 6/6. Nice. Coordinate, on attack, draw a card. So if you have 3 or more units, on attack, you get to draw a card. And what I was talking about earlier, right? You need the card draw to sustain the wide strategy. Because if you're playing a ton of 1-drops, you're going to run out of your hand real quick. Anakin is going to fix that with the Coordinate ability. I like that card. I like that card a lot. We got Clone Commander Cody. I opened this in a pack recently. It's a 4/4 Overwhelm, and then Coordinate. Every other friendly unit gets +1/+1. So now we're looking at this. If we have Shock T, Admiral Yularen, and Clone Commander Cody, our Clone Troopers are at 4/4s. That's cool. That's really cool. Okay, the more I'm opening, the more I'm seeing, the more I like it. I think the token generation and the card draw is going to be the main source of concern here. The ETA2 Light Interceptor is a 5 cost, 3/4 in space with Restore 2. I like Restore 2. Kind of interesting with the Anakin Interceptor being in here. I don't know. Anakin Interceptor doesn't. I don't know if it fits mechanically in the deck. Thematically, it very much does. I'm kind of curious how that works, but. Oh my gosh, we got a Captain Rex. This is a special card. 6-drop, 4/4. When played, create 2 Clone Trooper units. So just like that, on a 6-drop, you have Coordinate, right? That is the 3rd unit on the table. Now all the Coordinate is turned on. So if you have someone who plays that Bombing Run, if you have someone who wipes the board, Captain Rex can come in. Now he is a 6-drop that is fairly late in the game, but you can turn Coordinate back on immediately, which is nice. We've got Tranquility. This is a 7-drop rare card. It's a 7/6. When played, you may return a Republic unit from your discard pile to your hand. Nice. Love that. That's another form of card draw, so that's going to help, alleviate this hand depletion issue that we've been talking about. On attack, each of the next 3 Republic cards you play this phase costs 1 less. That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah. Okay. I'm a fan of that. That is nice that it's an on attack. So we do have like this top end fixing of board wipes. Tranquility helps you get a lot of units out there quickly. 3 Republic cards you play. How many times are you going to have that many cards in your hand? I guess if you have Anakin out there, you will. that'll be interesting. If you get 1 or 2, it feels pretty good. I haven't broken down the exact math. I don't have that right there on the top of my head on, what is good value and what isn't. But it feels like it can be pretty good. Because if you attack with it, now you swung 7 damage into the base, you can play a Rex for 5 and create 2 more Clone Trooper. It feels pretty good. And if you have all of these, like all your 1-drops are free. So that's nice. I feel like this deck is one that I just really need to play. I just need to like get a couple reps in, and I'll have a better understanding of how it actually plays. We got Ahsoka's Padawan lightsaber. More lightsabers for Grievous. Attached to a non-vehicle unit. When played, if it is attached to Ahsoka, you may attack with the unit, and it's a 1-drop 2/0 card. Nice. Outflank, we've seen this before. Attack with 2 units, 1 at a time. Nice little acceleration and tempo. Maybe grab that initiative away from the Grievous player. We've got Grenade Strike. Deal 2 damage to a unit. You may deal 1 damage to another unit in the same arena. That's fun. Especially because that 1 damage can take out the droid units. Or the droid tokens. They only have 1 health, so toss a grenade over there and destroy one of your enemy's droid units. That feels pretty solid. I don't know if I'd run that in too many decks. It kind of depends on how many droid tokens we're seeing out there, right? If we're just seeing that people are not running the tokens and the meta just doesn't dictate it, then probably not. But if it is going to be pretty heavy, that's going to be a nice one. And I guess it doesn't have to be a droid token. It is nice that it deals the 2 damage. You can deal another damage. And so you have a lot of that kind of like synergy going on. And then you can also like Tarkin Town, deal more damage. There's a lot of things that deal with damaged units. And so that's a way to spread some damage out. We got Synchronized Strike, the 2 cost. Deal damage to an enemy unit equal to the number of units you control in its arena. Now that can get kind of crazy. That can get a lot, especially if we are creating a ton of these tokens. We've got Encouraging Leadership. Give each friendly unit +1/+1 for the phase. Nice. And then we've got Open Fire. We've seen this before, but this is a special card in this set, meaning that if you are only buying this set, you can only get this card in this set, but you can also go buy some of set 1 to get this and deal 4 damage to a unit for a 3 cost. Nice little removal. I'm still a little hesitant to see how easily Coordinate is going to be pulled off. I think Exploit feels a little bit more powerful in the sense that it's going to ramp into the bigger units, and I don't know how well Heroism is going to be able to combat that with the Coordinate keyword, but we'll see. I think it'll be interesting, at least. I very much am more excited for this deck thematically. I love clones. I think that they're awesome. I'm a huge fan of this, and so I'm very much excited to play more of this. I think there's the Ahsoka, there is the Captain Rex unit, leader, which I did open, which I think would be maybe just a drop in here, and maybe, swap out some of the Padawan lightsabers and swap your green base for a red base. But I really like Captain Rex. Captain Rex is, if a friendly unit attack this phase, we can spend 2 and exhaust him to create a Clone Trooper token. So we just have on-call Clone Trooper tokens. And that feels so good. 5, he deploys, when deployed, create a Clone Trooper unit. He's a 2/6, and each other Trooper unit gets +0/+1. So I think, even though I like Ahsoka as a character more, I think mechanically Captain Rex in this kind of synergy, or in this kind of deck, feels more synergistic with what it's trying to do, and less able to be disrupted in the sense that I can just continuously create, not continuously, once per round spend 2 to create a Clone Trooper unit. That feels good. That feels really good, especially if we are going, low cost, go wide, we're depleting our hand, and as long as we get one of those things attack, we don't even need a hand. We can just exhaust, spend 2, and just pump out more Clone Troopers. So I'll be interested to see how it all kind of shakes up, but I am really excited with this 2-player set. I think they knocked it out of the park again. It feels like they are very, they attack each other's weaknesses. And so it'll be fun to take these on. I don't know if we're going to be doing another Unlimited Power League. That one's been harder to keep up with than I thought. But if we are, I probably, depending on what packs I open, I guess, but I probably will like to go with Ahsoka over Grievous, just from a thematic standpoint. But thank you all so very much for watching. Let me know what deck you're more excited for in the comments. Are you more excited to see Grievous hit the table or Ahsoka? Either from a thematic or a mechanical standpoint, let me know, and I look forward to talking to you all soon. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace.